I know people. Ugh. First day in the last 30 days, I slept over 12 hours. I was in bed around 5, 6 a.m. and I woke up around 6 p.m. I feel like a freaking truck hit me right now. I overslept so much. I'm used to sleep for around... Well, I'm sleeping for around 4 to 6 hours a day. So let's call it average is like 5 hours a day. In the previous 30, 40 days. Imagine how I feel after 12 hours of sleep now. Like a bloated corpse. I don't know if I'll play Blackwater, we'll see what's available. Let me see the journal first. Say the angel is waiting to speak to the commander. She has something to reveal. There is old Sarkorian mines also. How big is old Sarkorian mines? Is it a big map? Because it's close by. Lan wants to talk. Nirabet wants to talk. That angel wants to talk. I got 1 million new items. I got a level to finish. There's a lot of things to do right now. But I did quite a lot. We got a Blackwater, Ivory Sanctum, and old Sarkorian mines left. And for the army, I got 1 demon army down there. And there are 600 dredges. Wanna see how big is this map. And what is it? Because it's close by. I hope it's a small one. It ain't a small one. And there's Blade's Milodons. Since it's mines, there's probably a cave also. I'll need to come back here. Up to Tergona. See how things unfold and level up and everything. Talk to Tergona. Let's talk to Tergona first. Then sort out items. Then the Citadel. And then the level. Guys, hello to everyone again. Rabbit is outside. I found a great longbow of speed. I'll need to respect land. Because he's with short bows. What are you doing, Robert? I enjoyed the Ivory Sanctum. I wasn't in the Ivory Sanctum. I still have to go there. Thank you for saving my heavenly sister in arms. Tergona has returned to us. Hope joyous, joyous news. Greetings, my rescuer. There were many things I wish to speak to you about, but now I can't seem to find the words. Being free feels exhilarating. But the bitter realization of how many terrible things happen in my absence waits on me. Never before has my soul been troubled by so many varying emotions. I contacted the Hand of the Inheritor as soon as I got out. Here on Golarion I can freely send messages to my celestial brethren. So I know more now than when we first met. I know what happened over the years I was held prisoner. I know that this is the 5th crusade, driven by desperation and dying like none before it. And I know about the hope you have brought to all of us. I thank you, you're the light in the darkness. Can your wing be healed? If there is such a way, it is unknown. The wing has become part of me. I even feel that if I were to cut it off, it would grow back, just as deformed as it is now. Its existence is a challenge for me. There is nothing left to do but accept it. I will have to live, wondering constantly whether foulness is creeping into my soul just as it crept into my body. And may Yomedea help me if my fears are ever realized. I'm gonna return to heaven. I wouldn't dare, with this wing, with foulness that has become a part of me. How could I enter the shining light of heaven? Besides, I don't want to leave you and the Crusaders. I was meant to join my brothers and sisters inside the Warstones. Since that did not come to pass, I want to serve the Crusades in another way. What do you want to talk about? Laboratory is done. It took around 2-3 hours or so. A real Warlash laboratory, yeah. I finished it last night. Talk may not be the right word. I need you to tell you something important. You know the truth about the Word Stones, how their power is built upon the angels locked inside. My dear brother Leriel and I were supposed to end up inside the Word Stones, but we both escaped that fate. He perished, and I was captured by Arilo. There is something else you should know. Even the glorious herald of my goddess was not immediately aware of this. The power of Word Stones comes from the selflessness of those imprisoned within them. It is not sophisticated magic that wounds and binds demons, but the angels' voluntary sacrifice, their foregoing of freedom in the name of duty. The truth is, in some rare cases, there is no need to seal anyone inside an artifact to achieve a similar magic effect. There are some such individuals among mortals and immortals who are willing to give their lives to protect others. When this happens, the mortal or immortal can become a living Word Stone of a sort, weakening and holding back demons by the force of their presence alone. Unbeknownst to me, I acquired this power. Even immersed in my enchanted sleep, I protected the poor folk who were imprisoned in Arilo's laboratory with me. Demons couldn't catch those prisoners because of her. Eliandra and Qatar did the same at Pelura's fall. It was their self-sacrifice. So different but always sincere, that protected the temple, not just Pelura's power. The hand of the inheritor had long suspected this, but only after speaking to me did he finally realize the truth. He wants you to know, once we have dealt with more urgent matters, he wants to search for rare souls capable of becoming living Word Stones. They will be in the vanguard of your crusade, and they will make demons and demon lords alike tremble in fear. How can we find living people that wanna be a living Word Stone? Don't have the answers to your questions. Being a living Word Stone, it's more than just power, it's more than a gift, it's a true miracle. And like all miracles, it's extremely rare, and is manifested only in dire circumstances. That is likely why we never heard of such thing before now. The demon invasion is the gruesome catalyst that has awoken this hidden power in the souls across Golarion. Now that we know what we're looking for, we can recognize this special light in others. It will be our weapon in our fight against the Abyss. Hello guys. Athos, how's life? I haven't seen you for a long time. Did Arilu know about your special abilities? I don't know, she never mentioned it. Something about me piqued her interest though. Many of her prisoners were unusual in one way or another. And when she left and ceased her experiments, I think that too was an experiment of sorts. Perhaps she even continued to observe us somehow. Wait, I didn't dare ask you before, I wasn't sure I could take the answer, but please tell me how my brother Lariel died. I miss him so much, I want to know what his final minutes were like. He fought until his last breath to save his mortal comrade, and he left his sword to be raised up by another in the future. He valiantly fought evil until his last breath. He left his sword to be raised up by another in the future. He let himself be lured into a trap and he died. That's it. He fought until his last breath to save his mortal comrade. We ought to do the same, protect each other even in impossible situations, nurture our hope and know how to give it to others. So the light we carry now will shine on even after we die. Thank you for your answer. Like a ray of light, it has revealed the path I must follow. What do you think of what happened to Tergona, about her wing and Arilo's experiments? The demonic wing concerns me greatly, but even more concerning is how Tergona is bearing this burden. She does not say so directly, but I know she is ashamed to be seen with me. She does not wish for a corrupted angel to be seen next to Yomadea's herald. I cannot convince her otherwise. Tergona is too proud to accept my sympathy. No matter. When we finish our business here today, I will try to find a way to help her. Although I confess, I've never seen anything like that demonic wing before. Tergona told me about your hunch about the living wardstones. I want you to hear it from the lips of the one you saved, whose wondrous influence you saw for yourself. Verily, the darker the night, the brighter the light that flares within it. In this dark century of war against the spawn of the abyss, we are discovering more and more powers for combating evil. And I am sure that once we find more souls capable of becoming not wardstones but holy wardens, we will drive back the demonic horse. Give me time, champion. I will bring you the others like Tergona. We are reducing those quests slowly. The game is great, Athos. The game is just fucking great. There are minor bugs, nothing game breaking so far, at least not for me. Okay.
Move out.
Today Irabet looks unusually lively. Her eyes are shining again, which you haven't seen since the battle for the last chapel. Saluting you, she stands at attention. Commander, forgive me for bothering you with a personal matter. I just want to say how grateful I am to you. During the attack on Dresden, I did not exactly cover myself in glory. You had every reason to throw me out of the army and send me to the condemned. Yet you supported me, helped me regain my footing and continue to fight. You will not regret this decision, I swear. I will never again let the Crusaders down, neither by my actions, nor by my words, nor by my thoughts. I will be loyal to the Crusade to the end. I hope you will show greater self-possession in the future. Right you are. I conquered my inner demons, now I can go back to fighting the real Khan. Len rubs the reptile side of his face, picking at the scales with his claw. That's it, Commander, I can't do it anymore, I'm not a chief. What happened? I can't handle it. I thought it'd be my people crying to you. It turns out it's me. I just don't know how to make the right decisions. Let's try to figure out how to deal with your problems. First of all, Aran, a girl from the tribe, wants to marry an elf. When did they even have time to get together? Feels like I'm the only one without a love life around here. Anyway, she needs the chief's blessing. They want to be married by laws of the tribe, but I won't do it. He's an elf, she's a mongrel. Letting them marry means dooming them to eternal misery. It's wrong. If I don't marry them, I'll be making her miserable now. My second problem, 5 fools are so afraid of demons that they've hidden in the sewage system and refuse to come out. I tried talking to them, pointless. I just can't drag them out. I had a plan to lure them out with food, but I think they found some down there. The rats here are definitely bigger than what we're used to. And the third problem, what should we do with the children and old people? This is a military campaign. Old people can do some household chores, but kids only get under everyone's feet. I have no idea what to do. See, I'm not a chief. I'm probably the first person to ever ask this, but demote me, please. The first problem. Love is always a good thing, right? How do I approve of a marriage between an elf and a mongrel? She'll be dead in 20 years or so, but he'll live for thousands years more. I can't in good conscience bless them, but I can stand in the way of their happiness either. Tell them that their decision is rash. Explain your point of view. There's nothing else you can do. Sounds like a plan that should at least be considered. Damn it, I was hoping my problems were unsolvable. Second problem. I should just throw a barrel of powder into the sewers and light the fuse. It's the only way to get those cowards out of there. If I do that, then get another fuse, and I don't think I'll like where you stick that one. Give them time, they will get bored in the sewers and come out to see what their friends are doing. I'll send soldiers to drag the cowards back to the surface. Let them stay there and keep the fortress free of rats. I don't mind. Chaotic. Let them stay there and keep the fortress free of rats. I don't mind. Chaotic. That's easy, huh? Maybe it could really work. Fine, I admit it, just didn't want to think about all this. My head is spinning. The third problem. For some reason I thought the entire tribe would come up to the surface and they would picture the warriors up there. What do I do with the rest? I guess we could use the hungry infants to deafen the enemy. They scream so loud you can hear them behind the walls of Dresden. I can't think of what to do with the others. I'll send all those who can't fight to Nerosian. They'll be taken care of there. It's safe in the fortress, let them stay for now. We'll think of something later. Let them go back to their caves. This is no place for the weak. It's safe in the fortress, let them stay for now. We'll think of something later. I'll still worry about them, but I guess that is what it means to be a chief, right? Nothing to do. Here's a lesson from one commander to another. Don't be afraid of making your own decisions, but know that you can always talk to me. Lesson learned. Try to be as good as you. It's not the poor folks' fault they got stuck with the most useless chief in all Golarion and maybe the Ajiakan Plains too. Chief who is extraplanarly bad, I say. When I see this Konomi, she makes me want to puke. First, Pathfinder is the buggiest game ever. If we exclude Skyrim vanilla version. But this one is good. Commander, it's time for you to play a more prominent role in Mendev's politics. Fortunately, the ideal opportunity has just presented itself. A conflict is brewing in the capital. A clique of aristocrats displeased with the royal council is scheming against Her Majesty's loyal servants. It's the usual power struggle. Something of this sort occurs every couple of years in any civilized society. Your entrance on the political stage is long overdue. Given that your opinion in Mendev is outstandingly well respected, the Royal Council has decided to make use of it. They're expecting you to denounce publicly the nobles attempting to challenge their rule. I suggest we publicly address Her Majesty and claim that we're being drawn into an intrigue. Let the Queen know that we're loyal only to her, not to any of her servants or subjects. Sounds like we're not the only ones bored to the Royal Council. Let us support the disgruntled nobles. And Cousin Galfrey advisors will have too much on their plate to worry about us. I say we don't get involved in someone else's squabble. And just to make it clear, we'll write a public statement to the people of Mende that will have the commanders plainly say, your bickering is not my problem, leave me alone. Both the council and the aristocrats want to stop us supporting their opponent, right? Well, let's just get a payoff from both for not messing with their business. That way, we come out with a little something something and we don't ruffle anyone's feathers. Why am I being pulled into Mendev's intrigues? You're part of those intrigues whether you want it or not. Political influence is an unavoidable part of your position. In the hands of Mendev, you're a priceless tool, and the Royal Council won't pass up a single opportunity to use you for the good of the nation. Your bribes have convinced the civil servants in the capital that you're a reasonable business partner. I admit it was a smart play. They're no longer afraid of you, they see you as their ally. And you can benefit from it. Let's see what the council has to say. Social, what will we gain from a show of loyalty to Galfrey? It will remind everyone of the proper behavior of a true servant of the crown. Queen Galfrey is our sovereign. Leader of the Crusade and protector of Mendev. I'm the leader of the Crusade, not Queen Galfrey. Fuck Queen Galfrey. What's up, Transistor? In the hour when all her subjects have abandoned their commitments and descended into party squabbles, we should refresh their memory on the meaning of loyalty and duty, and the Queen, I'm sure, will appreciate our endeavors. The title of Her Majesty's Good Boy is almost yours. Molim. Kaži. Kako? Evet. Diran, what reason do we have to support the rowdy nobles? Like we have any love for the royal council? We support the aristocracy. It will cause a power struggle between them and the council, and everyone will leave us be. Besides, the nobility has access to forces that are very much comparable to those of Galfrey's advisors, and we could use those forces. I would not recommend that Count Arandea is simply entertaining himself by turning the royal council against him. Land was the point of addressing the people. Like a true caveman, I believe in naive fairy tales. For example, I believe the nobility and the members of the royal council still have a shred of conscience left. If people look at them and say, stop the infighting, who knows, it might work on someone, and if not, well, at least we can count on the support of the common folk. That part about conscience was a knee slapper. The whole common folk supporting was pretty out there too. We got nobles and the crown feeding us resources, and it's still not enough. How are we gonna wage war and chump change for bakers and grocers? Volgiev, elaborate on your strategy of non-interference. How these things work on the street, right? Smaller gangs split up the territory, shake down the shopkeepers and give a cut to the top dog. So that they sit tight without muscling in on the smaller gangs' business. Because if the top dog is unhappy with a cut and hits the street, it's a turf war and everyone loses a whole lot more. So we'll do the same. The nobles don't want us to support the royal council. The council is scared of us backing the nobles. Make them take out their wallets and send us lots of troops. We'll just sit tight and kill demons without worrying about their games. But if we run out of troops, we'll drop by the capital for one heck of a turf war. Except we're not a gang and the commander was given power to wage a holy war, not tear up shopkeepers and terrorize townsfolk. Konomi, how will the royal council repay us for our support? Spoken like a true politician, Commander. Let us talk price. I can guarantee you that in return for your loyalty, the royal council will ensure the stability of equipment deliveries in the future. Quite convenient, don't you think, having no one twisting your arm with threats or supply shortages. Furthermore, the royal council may review Dresden's reinforcements plan. Mendev has plenty of garrisons holding an excess of troops. You need them more than they do. If they were pacifying Recalcitrant nobles and then what? Stamping out peasants' revolts. I must have dozed off when the priest of Yomadea was mentioning the commandant. Fight demons but never forget about the whims of the powerful. Crusade morale increases, not interfering. It unlocks the Royal Council help. 70 slingers, 100 conscripts are recruited. Royal Court's help, hedge knights, headhunters. Light cavalry shield bearers. Cuirassiers and marksmen. Paladins and champions. It's just a hard choice to make. It's really a hard choice to make. This is the best I can get, okay? Paladins and champions. Definitely the best I can make out of everything. But it's the fucking queen. I don't want to support Galfrey. I won't interfere in their feuds. What a shame, opportunity comes knocking and you throw it in the garbage. Thank you for your time. I'll make sure word of your decision reaches the capital, that it will be all. I'm though certain the crusade will soon require another decision from the diplomatic council. I refuse to cooperate with nobles, with queen. Fuck them all. Darjalinda Strangehold. Hell, the supply situation is improving but too slowly. Once the fellows of the crusade lost their connections in the quartermaster service, they switched to dealing with the cart drivers directly. Each supply caravan loses a cart or two on the way, and its driver tell us the details about how they were attacked by the demons or how a wrack swooped in the carry of the entire cart. We catch these jokers, but it's getting out of control. We can't get them all, we need to change something in the system. I propose we have inspectors from Mendavian Treasury travel with each caravan, someone experienced, someone who's ready to answer for delivery with their life, and who knows how to keep the cream away from the cat. There's a simple rule: if you can't beat them, lead them. I'll drop a hint to the brains of this lot to stick to us and fall in line. If they don't act too much, they'll get their new uniforms and extra rations. We'll get the loyalty of some big name leaders among soldiers. Soldiers are stealing from their own comrades, like cats. What was it you said, Dorjalinda? Like the cream that got the mouse instead of a cat? In any case, this is wrong. We must convince them. Let the caravans be accompanied by priests from the capital. Under their eyes, the warriors will be ashamed to steal. We overlooked their antics when it were just clandestine trades. Theft must be dealt with quickly and severely. Voljev, what are you suggesting? Get the sharpest and most ambitious one to take. The rest of the big shots will take the hint. We don't mind smart subordinates who can find a way to get what they want. as long as they don't cross us. And that's it, no more thefts. Why bother when we'll give it to them anyway? And the saps and the slouches will just have to settle for what they have. That's the safe way. So you're saying we should make the thieves the commander's trusted officers. Then I suggest we just dub the gang Crusaders. Crusaders. We can make an announcement that we're conducting the first crusade in history. Rushali, what would you do? It can sometimes be very difficult to do the right thing, the noble thing, especially when no one is there to witness your worst deeds and judge you for them. Which is why we need to have priests accompanying our caravans from the capital. Who would have the heart to commit a crime when a servant of God is watching them? I'm sure there are no such scoundrels among the warriors. That's some solid advice right there. We should totally try stopping thieves and robbers by appealing to something that don't have a conscience. Could you explain your idea, Lan? I'm tired of hearing that we can't do anything about these fellows. I suppose we can't really root out petty fraud. But we're talking about blatant, large-scale theft here. About acts of sabotage against the crusade. It's no wonder Mendev is cutting our supplies. They see that we can't even keep our own soldiers in line. Enough is enough. We'll find the most prolific thieves and they'll hang. Once this is resolved, Nerosian will stop worrying that the coin they spend on us will end up in the pockets of marauders and thieves. It's not those poor people's fault that they became criminals. The Mendavian army recruited them. But it can't provide everything they need. Now we're gonna hang them for it. How is that right? And you, Dorjalinda. There's no question that the cart drivers are in cahoots with fellows. I imagine they get a cut of the stolen goods, so let's assign a gutsy treasury worker to each caravan. Someone to keep an eye on them and see that everything is delivered in full. They could do some good here in Dresden too. We always need more people who know how to mount an expedition, organize troops on a march. They'll whip our logistics into shape. Favoritism. Experience gained by a general increases by 33%. Energy point income increases by 7. Material points increase. Army has 15. Additional movement points. Holy shit. Dorjalinda arranged for treasury workers to escort our caravans. We're gonna advance more. I got 20% bonus XP. I don't need 53% bonus XP. That's if you decide to go with multiple armies. I'll send the letters today. They'll have plenty of work in Dresden too. It will be done.
Head on!
Wait for Kailisa to struck. It's a creation, solve the puzzle. Explore the Ivory Sanctum. Visit Blackwater. Learn the identity. Where are those missing scouts? Where have they disappeared? The southwest of Dresden. Southwest of Dresden. It could be the mines. It could easily be the mines. Solve the riddles of nameless ruins. Finian awakening. Storyteller. Let's go to the storyteller now. Storyteller items, then we level up.
I lead, you follow.
Examine the items I'm carrying. Perhaps some of them could tell us a story. The piece of old cloak. I sense power. This item belonged to someone truly powerful. It was created as a gift. It's so hazy. I would like to learn this story, but it would take much to revive such a mighty relic. If you can get 5 vials of magic essence, 2 bars of cold iron, 2 vials of demon blood, and 3 skins of magical creatures, I'll try to restore. I found the bloodstained page in a molten scar. Storyteller cringes and puts his hands on the bloodstained page. His face contorts in a painful grimace, his voice trembling with terror. No, he's here again. Terrible, grating voice, the horrific semblance of a face, monstrous appearance. Myriad insects forming a body with 2 arms and 2 legs. It touches me, and the disgusting creatures attack my flesh, covering me. They're eating me. They're hungry, and will devour everything except my eyes and tongue, so that I can see this damn page, so that I can translate the runes written in the ancient, long-forgotten elven language. And I translate. It hurts so much. I try to lie to him. I changed the translation, but he saw through my lie. He got angry. Now I'm not lying, I'm not. He takes one of the insects from my face and squishes it with his fingers over the inkwell, and he dips the quill in it and writes with my blood right over the runes. And I continue to dictate, Callistria, when will this be over? Let me die. Xantir, let me die. Such a horrible torture. This poor man was tortured to decrypt my notes. He was so tormented that his suffering became thick like molasses. My mind is drowning in it. My own memories are hidden by these images of horror. I can try to get through them, but I will need your help. Tell me everything you've seen and heard. I will try to lean on your words to use them as a light in darkness of my forgotten past. Start to take the bloodstained page carefully as though handling a dangerous insect. I see a magic shape. There is a force pulsating in the center. You've seen the ritual. Tell me, what was its central point, its magic knot? A dead man. They killed a crusader and conducted the ritual over his corpse. A dead man, I don't understand. I feel something else. A life, a living soul in the eye of the whirlwind. I don't understand how one ritual can tie up energies of death and the abyss. Their current in the world's ephemera are contra-directional. Forgive me, Commander, I cannot get any further. Everything is vague and unclear, and the screams of the poor lad keep raging in my ears. What if I say something else? Maybe I fucked it up there. There were 3 options. Let's try with something else. I mean, all 3 are true. And all 3 happened. Hand over. The center of the magic shape was a prisoner. A storm of force, spiraling into a sharp knife, and a living soul inside in the eye of the whirlwind. There must be a living soul, for the knife is just a tool. The energies are too bright, I can't see through the glare. What did you see during the ritual? What was it like? Darkness covered everything. Looked like the appearance of a messenger of a deity or some force. It looked like a small rift was opened to the abyss. Yes, a rift, an umbilical cord connecting to the worlds, allowing not only sentient creatures but planar energies to travel through it. I remember it, and the sound, I remember the sound, words appealing to some force. Those performing the ritual, did they utter incantations? They repeated the word Ravok. They were praying to Baphomet. The Vrok mentioned someone called Veng. I don't know a deity by that name, maybe it's someone from the extensive pantheon TMZia. I cannot go any further. There is the right combination for this, there has to be. Ravuk. No name, an old word with tremendous power. The language to which it belongs died a long time ago, but the power of this word lives on. In the past, wizards used it in rituals when they intended to do something far-reaching and contrary to the natural order of things. By hiding their names, they protected themselves from the consequences of the wrath of the gods. Ravuk, I have no name. You will not find me. Now I remember, I know where I saw this ritual, part of it. I'm one step closer to understanding what happened to me. Clenches the pages you brought, his voice becomes a bit younger and more energetic. My feet are covered by a crawling carpet of locusts. A few insects got under my clothes, under my shirt, down my back, in my pants. They're crawling all over me, tickling my skin with their little legs. They will not attack until they recognize me as a stranger. Protective spells are guarding me, allow me to deceive the pestilent denizens of rasping rifts. I keep very still. I am but an observer, an uninvited guest who prefers to remain unnoticed. And I hold my breath when Demon Lord Descaris swings his skit over Insignia. I feel nothing when Insignia deftly avoids the blow and tries to strike Descari in return. I'm here by the order of Lady Nocticula. I must observe the fight and then return to Alushinira. The affairs of a demon lords do not concern me. Why did not Nocticula send you to follow Descari? I don't know. My service to the Lady in Shadow is almost over. In 17 years of my life in the Abyss, I'm already counting days at the end of my term. Who is Insignia? A rising demon lord, servant of Lamastru. Simultaneously inhabits 7 mighty ant-like bodies. Insignia and Descari are always sniping at each other, but they dare not enter into open war, fearing Lamastru's wrath. The current fight is just a small quarrel, 1 in a million. Insignia came to Rasping Rifts with only 3 of her 7 bodies. I'm sure it will be easy for Descari to destroy the intruder. Where's your friend Kini now? Here with me, of course. The stubborn lad refused to stay in Lushinra and volunteered to accompany me to Rasping Rifts. He said he wouldn't miss such an exciting adventure for the world. His youthful zeal and desire to live life to the fullest seemed to make me younger too. Continue. Rift Carver, Descari's skit, swings up again with a whistles through the air and lodges in the ant-like head of one of Insignia bodies. Greenish slime splatters, poisonous drops falling on my face. I keep very still. With a less convulsive movement, the ant-like body winces, tearing the skit from Descari's hands and jumping back, only to drop on its side and lie still. This last was hardly worrying Insignia. To kill her, one must destroy her heart, which is hidden deep under Yanoron, a city in Lamastius' realm. Disarmed, Descari turns to Insignia's second body that is attacking him. I slowly turn to Kini, who is sitting next to me. My young friend is usually easily impressed by such mighty opponents fighting, but the seat next to me is empty. Kini is gone. Forgetting about the danger, I look around for my friend. The swarm of locusts at my feet buzzes, displeased. But the need for secrecy no longer seems so important. Where's Kini? After a moment, I see him and a treacherous shiver runs down my spine. My friend is standing over Insignia's fallen body and reaches for Descari's skit sticking out of it. What's so special about his head? Rift Carver has power over the material of the planes. Descari made the skit with his own hands from his mother's skeleton. It can cut rifts in the planes themselves. The Demon Lord used it to make the Rasping Rifts. His own abyssal realm is the plane of the abyss. Kini, stop, don't touch it, I scream, throwing caution to the winds. My friend turns to me, his face baffled. I understand him to an extent. The skit able to read passages between planes will certainly help us save Golarion. But trying to steal it is rash and stupid. We have nothing to defend ourselves against the Demon Lord's rage. Stop, my friend, before it's too late. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the Scary lift another Insignia's body and tear it to pieces with his bare hands. But I don't hear his howl of victory. The Demon Lord throws away the still body of his enemy and turns to us. The swarm of insects is biting my feet. Locusts cover my eyes, hitting me in the face, trying to get inside my nose, mouth and ears. Nevertheless, I get to it first. I grab the giant's head and swing it awkwardly in the air. The Rift Carver is so heavy my hands instantly cramp. I have no idea how I managed to lift it at all. I drop the skit on the ground, but the damage has been done. Right in front of me, there is a small rift, a wound in space. The smell of a Lushinira sewage comes out of it. A wonderful smell that brings me hope for salvation. I grab Kinney's sleeve and dive into the rift only a moment before the scary claws cut the air where we just stood. I angered the Demon Lord, and my life was hanging by a thread. I never had thought that something like that could happen in my life. How many dark sides of my past will I have to find? I'm starting to fear what I might see in the next pages of my notebook. We've already seen through all of this. I found a page that might interest you. Another piece of evidence from the past. I found a page. Another piece. I found a page. We got enough for a new story. I'm sitting at the top of my tower. In my right hand is a goblet of warm wine. In my left, a bark-covered notebook. I breathe in the ash floating in the air. The wine leaves the bitter taste of soot on my lips. It's been about 100 years since I returned to Golarion from the Abyss. 100 years spent on research, hard work, and rare journeys. I turn the page of a notebook. The wisdom of elves and the cunning of Demon Lord Baphomet are gathered here. There is description of how the purple crystal from a Lushinira works and my own observations about the Rift Carver. Demon Lord the Scar is hit. I know everything written in it by heart, but I keep paging through all the same. Touching these pages makes me hopeful and strengthens my resolve. I gathered everything I need to connect Golarion with another plane. I'm close to saving the smoldering embers of Golarion, hiding them from the Earthfall. I just a little bit more, a decade or 100 years, and everything will be ready for the ritual. A cold shiver runs down my spine and I smile. Kinney is trying to get into my tower again. A world of ruins presents many opportunities for a thief, forgotten ancient treasures left by other owners, there for the taking. These objects are not so precious nowadays, but I can fetch a good price on other planes. However, my friend stubbornly continues to try and evade the protective traps of my tower. He got caught, predictable. The 3 guards safely entangled Kinney in their branches. He got to the 3rd floor of a tower today. Nice try. I smile, sip my wine and turn the page of the notebook. My friend will have to wait a little while before he's released. I'll finish my wine first. Tell me about Golarion after Earthfall. It's frightening here. Many people have perished, cities have turned to ruin. The few who are still holding on fall deeper into degradation with each passing day, turning into barbarians or bandits. Not a week goes by without someone trying to attack my tower and rob me. But my spells are strong and my guards are impeccable. Hungry and crippled, the riffraff leaves my tower in search of easier pickings. I watch them go and feel no mercy. They deserve their fate. They should have fought like me, but they chose the easy path of plunder. Why does Kinney try to get into your tower? All this started with an innocent joke when I boasted to him that my tower was now the safest place on Golarion. He decides to prove me wrong. It's been 20 years since then. It's become a very long-running joke. Once every few years, Kinney tries to get in my tower secretly and steal something from me. My precious book of research notes, with the heart of tower, the purple crystal we got in Shinira. I play along, truly happy every time my friend comes to visit, but deep down I start to worry. Kinney takes the goblet from my hands, but is not in a rush to drink it. You would learn so much if you didn't sit here guarding your secrets, he says to me. I smile. Not every secret must belong to the world, my friend. Precious stones lose their shine when they pass through 100 hands. The same way, knowledge is distorted, and truth turns into tall tales. This is why I sit in my tower guarding what I have created and what I have obtained from others. My friend only shrugs and stops talking, dissatisfied with my answer. I start to think. When did Kinney and I drift apart? He blames me for dragging my feet. He says I should have opened a rift to the other planes as soon as I returned to Golarion. And now it's too late. The jewels of our civilization have already perished. And soon the rest will too. He thinks we lost, and now my research is simply dangerous. I don't answer his reproaches, for they are somewhat fair. I could have tried to save Golarion 100 years ago, when Nocticula, my former lady in Shadow, upheld her part of bargain and decrypted Baphomet's notes. But instead of fulfilling the goal I set for myself, I decided to spend a little more time on research and preparation. It will take a year, I told Kinney back then, but after a year I needed 2 more, and then 10 more. The world was falling apart around me, and I still lingered. Why are you taking so long to connect the planes? I don't know, my actions are unclear even to myself. I seem to have burned out. I look at people surviving on Golarion and realize I don't want to save them anymore. Who needs a handful of rebels who have already forgotten how to write? To get by with a vocabulary of 30 words. I haven't abandoned my idea. I will see through it, sooner or later. It's my life's work. I can't just abandon it, but not now. Why is Kinney against opening the portal now? My friend thinks it's too late. My experience is merging the planes will be dangerous for the entire universe. Who knows what consequences the merging will have on the plane I chose. What will happen if I merge Golarion with Heaven and Earthfall happens to it? Before, when Golarion civilizations were still fighting together, we could have overcome surmounted Earthfall consequences. But now there is no doubt that only war and death await us after the merged planes. Why Kinney stopped supporting you? I thought about it many times over the years he spent in Golarion. My friend gradually lost the fire in his eyes. His opinions became more and more careful. He stopped rushing into any adventure life offered him. He got old. We both understand that his life as a half-elf is almost over, and I still have several hundred years to live. We realize that soon we must part forever. This thought keeps us from talking like we used to, and making plans for the future. Kinney seems distant. The terrible thing is, I don't feel sad. I accept our parting as a given. I condemn myself for this, but can do nothing about it. Kinney will leave me, and I will drink a goblet of warm wine to remember him. And then I will return to the laboratory to continue my research. My friend has become a stranger to me. Continue. It happened what I've been expecting for the last 10 years. What I was ready for. Kinney, my friend, took advantage of my hospitality and stole my research notes. They contained knowledge I gathered over the years from the most dangerous sources, and I have only partially deciphered them. Some of that knowledge will now be lost forever. He didn't even leave a goodbye note, just left, never to return. I'm standing at the top of the tower with a goblet in my hand. There is no anger, no sadness in my soul, just doom, emptiness and fatigue. I bring my lips to the wine, but taste nothing. We go our separate ways from here, my former friend. I used to adore our friendship, looking for approval in your eyes, but now it has become a burden. It dried out like a shriveled orange peel. I inhaled deeply, filling my lungs, and tossed the wine from the goblet. Entering the laboratory, I open a secret door and take out the real notes. not the skillfully crafted decoy I put for Kinney. I will finish my life's work and merge the planes, even if there is no longer any point. I can't do otherwise. I feel exhausted suddenly, like I'm feeling the entire weight of all the years I've lived. But this is not the end of my story. I know there are secrets in my past that are yet to uncover. We need more elven notes. We need more elven notes. Shit. Since we're outside, we might as well sell garbage first. Because I got a lot of items. That spade composite longbow is just straight great. They might fix it. They might fix it later on with patches. I gave her a heavy bow proficiency, by the way. I did. I think I gave her a heavy bow. Heavy crossbow. This is a heavy crossbow. Huge thing. Speed composite longbow, man. Speed composite longbow. She doesn't change numbers at all, like I'm not switching a fucking thing. Now you changed, it's a bug. Extra attack. Very good bow. Medium white dragon. Protection against non-living. I got so many items. Range touch attack rolls. Use magic device. Why use magic device? But there is a ranged touch attack. And heal, you don't have it. Increase the save DC against all spells of illusion. You need both. Use magic device won't work, but the other one will. Vol'jif can use them too, as a trickster. But his yacht. Attack rolls bonus. Damage rolls while mounted. I ain't using mounts at all. What did I say? That's Nania. Wearing the belt, a monk can spend 1 key point to ensure the target's heart and lungs. And shroud the heart and lungs in a fine whale of emerald. Affected creature becomes more fragile and -2 penalty to armor class. It also has to pass a force saving throw DC or all plug-in damage receive multiple by 1.5. And what do you got? Physical flow. And just pretty good. I'll need to test this on one. See if I really remove 2 armor class from enemies. Additional smite. Pass a 40 saving throw or be partially skinned. partially scanned. Immunity to mind effective conditions for 3 rounds. With a killing blow. Молив. Да. Да. Shit. She's still very weak with items. Look at what do I do with a helmet. She's ready for a World War II. We can call her Schultz. Can you rename Venduak to Schultz? If there is a name for Venduak, it would be Schultz. Look at her. Oh. Yeah, it's gonna be a long leveling. I'm just waiting for my freaking phone to ring. I need to pick up something outside for 1 minute. Until then, I can rearrange the inventory. Speed cold iron rapier. Holy shit. She's nice now. Dual wielding rapiers. Now that flaming kukri. Instead of a dwarven war axe. Or instead of a hit, they're just way too fucking good. Better damage. And different type of damage. Far better damage, even if he's proficient with war axes. I don't know what to do with Kukri. Critical range is great. We sell. I'll play on a second run with it. Nothing I can do right now. It's overpowered if you make a right build for it. Then it's overpowered. Speed is great on ranged when you can also cast movement speed. And when you have 6 attacks till enemies get close. You can kite. You can really kite a lot. Basically prepare them for your melees. I wish there was a speed item at the beginning of the game. It would mean so fucking much, because the beginning of the game is the hardest. Hardest by far. These scroll scribers kits, man. They're so fucking expensive. It's insanity. Complete insanity. What are these prices? No, I'm not playing solo. You see shitload of companions down here. I'm reorganizing the inventory. I'm gonna level up now. And that's it. Will I make an evil playthrough? Probably, although not soon. I would love to have Arcane Trickster for my second run. Because I think it's more fun than being pure evil. I don't know. I really don't know. I wanna try other mythic pots too before I test evil. If I play as evil, it's gonna be on a 4th or 5th run. Something like that. I don't like playing as evil, to be honest. We need spells, a lot of spells. Since I do plan to use magic device a lot. Spell magic on target. One cleanse. Although I got cleanse, I don't need it. Some angelic aspects are great. Two restorations. A bit of prayers. Ensue. One resurrection. Two raise dead. Deal. So, check these idiots here. And then we're gonna level up. I keep playing with land non-stop. Yeah. For a good run, you go with land. For a bad run, for evil run, you go with Vendual. Eventually you can end up with both. I like land more because he has extra attacks. Halo. Preko puta pijac, jel da? Ništa, evo, tu sam za 2-3 minuta stiže. Ajde. Short pause, 2-3 minutes, just to pick up something outside. And we're gonna move on. Be right back very fast. Done. Have any more interruptions? If you have Lan in your team, there is no problem with lore nature. Do you play with Lan? Oh, why? Why mobility? Your main character doesn't have mobility or athletics, so yes. Perception is a must, true. But you need lore nature also. Three communal stove skins. I'm gonna respec Len now, probably because of the new longbow. I'm not sure what to do because it's kid. He's gonna have 6 instead of 5 attacks, and that should be huge. 5 diamonds is enough. In case I decide to respec, although I need a demon girl if I'm gonna go to the Ivory Sanctum. I'll need her. It's gonna be hard to make a team for there. Time to level up. Let's begin. As a shield bearer, I add new spells. And I get a feat. Now. What now? What the fuck now? Ignore 5, ignore 10 points of damage reduction. Shield wall on me and a paladin is also great. I think he doesn't charge anything for respecking on companions. I'm not sure about mercs though. So now I can pick between penetrating strike, shield wall. If I take shield wall, it's insta shield wall for a paladin too. And we're gonna be a lot tankier. If I pick Ray Shield is also good, by the way. And Ray's Touch. Hammer the Gap is also good. coordinated defense so we don't die against bastions. Eventually we're gonna end up with all. Score a crit with a melee. Can make a shield bash attack the same against target. As a free action. With a bashing finish. I'm at the mid game, but it's not late game yet. I'm level 13 only. No one sleeps better, especially in the last 2 years. No one sleeps. Ignore. Iron Will into Iron Will Mythic is also extremely good. Man, there are like 10 feats I would love to grab. Easily 10 feats I would love to grab. I'm gonna make a shield wall out of me and Paladin. I'll make a shield meet here. Since I'm a shield better, it would mean a lot. We received tons of new spells. This is gonna be up to 45, 50 when I use all buffs, plus the shield wall when it triggers. Znači da mythic path. I got a mythic feat and the improved Sword of Heaven. And we can summon Movenic Devas for a minute. I'm gonna go for the defensive now, since I think I'm offensive enough, okay? I deal damage, now it's point not to die anymore. Both for me and for Paladin right now. And this should be the way to go. With a mythic shield focus. It's for touch armor class though. To raise touch armor class. What's my touch armor class right now? It's low. It's low. It's really, really low. I wanna pick whatever just to see how much it's gonna go up. Do you even work? What the fuck, do you even work? Add your shield bonus and your shield's enchantment bonus to your touch armor class. Where is it? I see the shield wall works. Where's the other one? Like it doesn't work at all. Could be bugged. These new classes that they added are very, very bugged. I can't risk it, even if it counts as it, and it doesn't say that it counts. I can't risk it. I need to see numbers. I don't want to go without numbers. It's far easier than it was, yeah. It's far easier than it was. I believe it's gonna be a stomp with mercs. On a second run. I really believe it's gonna be a stomp, especially when I know what to expect. 25 with a shield. 25 with a shield. Holy fuck, that's a monster. Never seen a bigger secondary attack than that one. And it's a fucking shield. We passed through everything, you know, just to see what I gain and where I gain the most. But they're just so bloody broken. When you miss, the target still takes damage equal to your strength bonus. Equal to your strength. My strength is over 20. They still, even when I miss, they'll always gonna have 20 damage. That ain't bad, you know, especially for a tank also. Let a fight last 10 rounds and let I miss 6 out of 10. That's 120 HP. Okay, I get it. The one on the side. It's +5 for me right now. It's +5 for me. Yeah, you're right. Then that's low. That can be like 30 extra damage in 10 rounds. It's either shield focus mythic, but I didn't see touch armor class raising. It remained on 18. It could be bugged. I haven't specialized that much. I need to focus on the fucking shield. There is no other way around it. It's definitely the weapon fighting mythic. Movenic Devas, improved Sword of Heaven.